In this tutorial, we are going to look at creating incredible black and white photographs using Photoshop. Most people would probably think that a black and white photograph is simply an image without color, but in Photoshop there are many adjustments that can be made to really enhance the black and white to make it look much better than if you have simply desaturated the image, which reduced the color from it. To demonstrate the difference between desaturation and black and white, I have opened two copies of the same photograph, and in one copy of the photograph we are simply going to click Image, Adjustments, and Desaturate. It is now black and white, but this is not the effect we're going to learn about in this tutorial. Let's click back to our original image and we can see that it is colored. This is where we are going to apply our adjustments that will make it black and white. The first thing you have to do is add a gradient map. Click Layer, then New Adjustment Layer, and then New Gradient Map, and just click OK. On the right, you will see the gradient map area, and click the drop-down box and select a black to white gradient map that will be applied to the image. As you can see, if we go back to our copy, the black and white that the gradient map has given us is already looking much better than the standard desaturate option. The next adjustment to our image is going to be adding a standard curves layer. Click Layer, New Adjustment Layer, and then Curves. Click OK in the dialog box. On the right, you're going to need to add a slight S-shaped curve to the image using just 2 points on the graph. Look at what I'm doing here and just replicate that on your system. Use a bit of judgment to make sure that it looks right for your photograph. Now, if you look at the Layers panel below, you will see that it is the Curves layer that is currently selected, and you'll want to reduce the opacity on this layer until it looks right. Here, we're going to be dropping the opacity to around 70, and this will probably look good for your photo as well, but it might vary just a little bit. Now you're going to need to create another layer. Click Layer, then New Layer, click OK, and click Image, and click Apply Image, and in the dialog box that appears, just click OK. Now, black and white images do tend to be a bit sharper, so what we are going to do now is apply a Sharpen filter to our image. Click Filter, navigate to Sharpen, and click Smart Sharpen. On the left, you have a preview, and you can use the sliders on the right to adjust the amount of sharpening that is given to the image. Here, a radius of 7 pixels works well. It really depends on the image that you are working with on what you want to do here, but essentially just adjust it until you are happy with the results. Then click OK. Now it does look quite sharpened here. It looks very crisp, and it might be just a bit too much, but rather than messing around with the Smart Sharpen again, you can just reduce the opacity. Make sure that Layer 1, in this case, is selected and click Opacity, and just drop this to reduce some of the sharpness we just added. Here we are going to drop it to around 70, and that does look quite good. As you can see, it gives us a really nice black and white effect. Let's go and compare our original desaturated image and the one we just created. As you can see, there's really no competition between the two. This one, it looks like a black and white image, not like a colored image that has been desaturated. Now finally, to complete the image, we'll bring all the layers together. Simply click Layer and then Flatten Image, and that's it. You've now created a very effective black and white image in Photoshop.